What's going on, everybody? You guys know the deal. We're doing a podcast, so you know what that means? That means I'm going and I'm sharing the post. That's what I'm doing. Bam. Got the link. So I'm going to go ahead and share this out real quick. What's going on, Austin? How's the sound quality? How can you guys hear me? Can you hear me good? Can you guys hear me well? Sorry. Good, well. I think the appropriate is well. Can you hear me well? What's going on, Mark? So, Sophie, I cannot say your name. But the problem is, if I spelled out my real name for you, I know just the struggle, believe me. I know the struggle. See, we got Will Sims in the house. Chris Phillips, Justin Atkins is watching. Gooder. I like it, Paul. Where did this go? I gotta share this out. Bam, right post. Bam. You guys know the deal. I started a few minutes early, so we can go ahead and get the shares out and everything else. Y'all know the deal. Well, maybe you don't know the deal. Maybe this is your first time tuning in. So that's usually what we do with the first couple minutes. First couple minutes, we before 9 o'clock, we just go ahead and share the post, like the post, make some comments, whatever, just so we can get all wrapped up. What's going on? I see. What's up, Matt? What's up, Chris? Sounds great all the way in Oklahoma. Well, it's well. New mic, who dis? Will, you see me? That is a big mic I got there. So that's the deal, guys. That is the recent news, I guess you can say. So I've been talking to you guys about getting some sponsors and whatnot together, and it's actually worked out. We started getting some sponsors. I definitely want to shout them out. We've got Snake Eater Performance. You guys know them. They got the injectors that I usually have floating around here, but best price injector on the market, best for LS stuff. You guys know the deal. I sell a bunch of them because they work well. We've got VS Racing, the turbos. You guys know what the deal is with the turbos. You know what I mean? And they go hand in hand. The Snake Eater and the VS goes hand in hand. Also want to introduce another new sponsor. We've got NoPrep.com. Also on Facebook is No Prep Racing, but NoPrep.com is the website. Make sure you guys check them out. So what I was able to do is, because I was able to get some sponsors in here, I really wanted to improve the audio quality. And what I mean by that is what some folks may not realize is after this is done, boom. After this is done, these go up on iTunes, they go up on YouTube, they go up on SoundCloud, they go up a bunch of places. So I really wanted to try to improve the audio quality on my end anyway, the best that we could. Also, it's going to help tremendously when I do in-person live stuff, because this microphone works well for that. All right, well, it sounds like I'm getting text messages. A couple of the guests are good. We're good to go. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's about 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock, and you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Ain't that some shit? So it's 9 o'clock. We're doing a special edition Race Talk with Ryce podcast, and this all actually came from these announcements that I wasn't ready to make yet, about the sponsors and everything else. As you can see, the microphone is better. That's the other thing. It's not brushing up against my beard. You guys aren't hearing the rattling. You need to get an ear sponsorship. Sounds crisp. This is the Yeti Blue. I want to shout out to my guys at Memphis 10, because when I was down there, I was working with them, and they had the Yeti Blue, and it was dope. So yeah, I was going to get the overhead thing, but it was more expensive, and it wasn't there yet. But so that's the deal. Also, I want to tell you guys, for those of you guys that didn't catch earlier, we did a test of this, and that's what led to this whole thing. Cade came on, and he's like, man, we should do a Texas 2K recap. And I'm like, man, hold your thought. That's a good idea. Let's do that tonight. And then we're going to get some of these other guests in. We're going to have a ball. So it looks like Cade's ready. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring him in. Make a mic stand with a mop stick. Nah. JC Craig and Jamie Ott, like that blue mic. Yeah, that's where I saw it for the first time. I went over to their thing, and then it hit me, like when I listened to the audio later on, that how great the audio was, and I was like, man, I need that. Cade, what happened, bud? It was saying adding, and then can't bring. Oh, Casey, I think that we're having that problem. Can't bring on camera. It sounds like is it because of the internet connection? Try moving around a little bit there, Cade. Yeah, the microphone, from what I hear, is way better. We're gonna talk about the small tire cash days. Folks are giving up Street Outlaws for the podcast. I would never ask you to do that. It was just, this is the opportunity that we had, so we had to take advantage of it. Nope, can't do it there, Cade. You know, and we just tested this too. And the worst part is, Cade's got like a group of people. He invited a bunch of racers over, and they're going to make it happen. I jumped off to bring everyone in. Yeah, but now it's not even giving me the option to add you. Oh, we got some notifications on deck because I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let's see, guys. I apologize. This is what we go through. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight. As well as the microphone, I have been looking into computer programs. Some folks have apps, some folks have this, that, and the other to do live streams. So I've been looking at it. Physical way to add a guest the way we do on Facebook. So Facebook is the only way we can add the guest like this way. And it's just frustrating because I would love to bring some better production quality, but nobody has an app or anything that can do that. I see Limpy's in the comments there. That is another awesome deal. Today, I get to sit down and talk with the man, the myth, the legend, Limpy. Street racing legend. I cannot wait to get on that. We've got Cade. We're trying to add him on right now. What's going on, Shop Truck? Hey, real quick, while everybody, it says adding, bud. While everybody is down there in the comments, tell me where you guys are tuning in from. I like to do that every once in a while. I see all kinds of crazy states and everything else. Whatever you just did, the sound went down. I didn't do anything. I'm trying to add this gentleman into... What's going on, Corey? We got Wisconsin in the house. That's what's up. Man, I'll tell you what. I saw all kinds of crazy names on... whatchamacallit, on like the SoundCloud and iTunes and stuff. Like there's people in Canada, there's people in England, there's people all over. And this screen is changing incredibly rapidly. All right. DePad 405, Kate, I'm trying again. It says adding now. Pampa, Texas, Georgia, baby. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, man. What up? What up?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Dude, we got a surprise for everybody tonight.
There's a surprise?
Oh, yeah, there's a surprise. There's always a surprise in the streets of Mexico.
Should we jump right into it, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we should. So I didn't only bring myself along. I brought all my buddies from Mexico. Not all of them, but a few of them.
Right.
And they just wanted to be a part of this little podcast you got going, so here we are. We're excited, dude. Like you said, you got Limpy coming on here in a second. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what he has to say. And Houston Payton. He's real fast in the streets. And then you got Prime, of course. He's real to hear his story because he had an awesome weekend, even though it probably wasn't the best weekend. It was a really good weekend.
Well, I got to give him a whole lot of credit for being a real racer. And that's something I'm going to talk to him about because, unfortunately, he was a stand-up dude and a real racer, but he was never meant to win that race against Billy. Like, the universe, you know what I mean? Like... The fight, you know what I mean? Like Billy had to win that race, the universe, you know, and it's crazy, but I feel like that's a true statement, you know what I mean? Like the dude is awesome, and you got to give him stand up respect for what he did. But
it's crazy, dude. He's young, he's fast, he's coming up in the game. His channel's awesome. He's got a lot of followers. Seems like he's got a lot of backers now. And, I'm super excited to see what he's going to do this year.
Hot damn. Well, look, bud, we're going to hop off here because you're cutting in and out. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're cutting out real bad. So let's go ahead.
I can hear you, dude. Yeah, so go ahead and bring Limpy on, dude. I'm ready to see what he has to say. So
sounds good.
Bring him on. Bring him on.
Man, Guess audio sounds better. So that's the thing. I think Facebook magically automatically tries to correct audio and everything else for us, and it doesn't really work out that well. Man, let's go ahead and scroll through the list and see what guests we've got. We've got I see Houston Payton in the house. He's supposed to come on tonight. I see Limpy, but I've got no ad screen. I've got no ad button next to his, at least not at the moment. This thing is changing by the second, like I said. So let me go ahead and try it this way. We've really had no rhyme or reason, or volume is a lot lower than it was. Now, no, I'm not soft-spoken. Yeah, so that's what happens when I bring guests on. It like tries to overcorrect their audio over top of mine. So that's why we got the microphone. I put some gain in it, see if we can make it happen that way. Let's see who is available on the screen. Dun, dun, dun. Give me just a second, guys. We're trying to go ahead and get the guests added on screen here, and that's why it looks like crazy, because I'm hitting the buttons. Volume is good when it's just me. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I got the mic. I was trying to improve that because I could hear that. So, Houston, it looks like we're going to be... Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, but I think
all right, good deal.
Hopefully everybody can hear me as well. I know you can, so that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I got you.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are, where you're from, what you drive.
Name's Houston Payton. I drive a S197 Coyote. It's twin-turboed from West Virginia.
Gotcha. From West Virginia. So you're not that far away from Delaware. We're done again. West Virginia's a little bit big.
I'm a lot closer to Delaware than I am Texas.
That is true. And you were down in Texas for Texas 2K. What was that experience like?
This is our second year, and so it was a little different than last year, but it was definitely insane. It was a good time.
I can tell because I went to Texas to do the Alex Laughlin deal like a week before, and there were already people bringing in cars for Texas 2K.
It starts on like Monday now. I've got friends who are going down starting Sunday, so it's getting to be even larger, which is a little intimidating for sure, and it's getting a little crazy.
It is. What's the highlights of the weekend that you got? If you had a highlight weekend reel.
Highlight, I go in, my car is not anything intense. It's a stock motor car. We just try to make it work in the street, and that's really all it's for.
Right.
And highlight, I was in Limpy's Cash Days and was also in an 8-car shootout before that, and got to win. Unfortunately, the guy wrecked against me, but did get a win, so that was awesome. So
Gotcha.
It's probably the highlight.
That's awesome. I mean, it's crazy because I was watching and there was like so many races going on at once. It's everywhere.
Unreal. Well, we were just driving, like leaving a spot, and it didn't have anything to do with us. And we look over to the right, and we were seeing people that we have no relationship with that was dig racing, just randomly. Completely randomly in a spot we didn't know about. So
did we just become best friends?
Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Man, I need to get out there because it from the folks that I know out there and everything I've heard, it's a great time. And
it is.
The racing is next to none. I don't think you can reproduce
it's unreal. Which when that's the reason that we travel how we do when we do is because of doing it with Limpy, which I know you're going to have him on later, and because it's a different ordeal whenever you're dealing with him. He's got it locked down on how to do it, and it's organized, it's professional, and it's the way to do it.
And that's one of the things, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask him about as well, because I've never experienced it, but it's like, if I'm familiar and correct here, like they got security, like they got everything figured out.
If you've never experienced it, you need to. And once you do, you'll be really, really hooked, and it's bad. It hooks
Gotcha.
you good for life, big time.
So does it ruin everything else, or?
There's no other feeling like, when you're sitting behind other cars, and you've got your helmet on, nobody's there. All of your guys are either up front or they're outside, and your heart. That's me, anyways. My heart just sits there and pounds like a jackhammer. The adrenaline rush is like nothing else. I mean, if you're racing for big money, sometimes I can see getting that rush, but there's not much. I mean, I've heard people talk about like the jumping out of an airplane, the skydiving type of feeling. It's definitely got that type of feeling. And then, man, when you win, I mean, my voice was sore for the rest of the night after I won because I was just screaming my head off. I mean, it was intense for sure. It was unreal.
Man, it's great. And what is it like having an actual Ford-powered Ford in racing? Because it's becoming a rarity these days.
It is. I actually just saw Corey Bullock post a picture of him versus the other car that I raced, and he said it was two small block Ford cars racing against each other, both in Fords. It's different. I mean, everybody is LS swap now or Chevy powered, and it's that's probably going to change more. I think it's coming around, especially the Coyote cars. Some people don't want to make them fast.
It's a good motor. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think anybody doubts that. The problem is the price
the
difference
chassis
in the motor.
Well, in the chassis.
I'm talking about for swaps, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, the swaps are also changing. That we were talking about that. What was it? 1997, late 97. The LS came on. Mm-hmm. In 2011. There's I don't math, 14 years, something like that. So give it another 14 years and see the Coyote's going to drop down and people are going to start swapping them more. But it's a great motor. I mean, you throw one in a Fox and put 150 shot on it, and you've got a good 5-second car just because of the Fox chassis. You're taking 1,000 pounds away out from it. That's my problem. I'm still at like 3,900 pounds with the 3-link suspension. You stick it in a Fox at 2,800 with a 4-link, and it's a totally different ball game. So
absolutely, and I mean that's been the thing for years. Is the Fox bodies, work. Yeah. They're super light, and then people have started putting crazy shit in there, like 2GZs and everything else.
Yeah, they all work. I mean, I had a friend that had a 4G63 in one of them, so it did great for a while. It was still.
Yeah. Oh, you broke up a little bit there, but I think we're all right.
Yeah, I think we got it back. Maybe.
All right. Yeah, we're good to go. But yeah, it's crazy because the Fox Light platform just works so damn well. But I do want to say that I'm a fan of your car as well because it's not. I say different. I like things that are different. You know what I mean? I like somebody taking the Ford, using a Ford motor, putting power through it. Like, it's just, I don't feel like you see a ton of that. So I always like seeing shit you don't see. You know what I mean? At this point, an LS swap Fox body is just not even, you know what I mean?
They're getting to become a dime a dozen with them. And I mean, I don't mean that in a bad sense because I've got friends that with them. They work.
Yeah, they work.
And for sure. But, it's a little different for sure.
And that's not to say that if I could own one, that I wouldn't own one. You know what I mean?
Right.
If somebody was like, "Hey, I got an LS swap Fox body," yeah, I'm going to take that.
It's crazy to think that the Ford powered Fox body is the rarity.
Yeah,
we
had that. One of my videos is a buddy of mine, Tony, and it's I think that's what I named the video: Ford powered Ford. You know what I mean? Complete shocker or something.
Right. There was 3 of them there in the main cash days though. 2 small block Ford Nitrous and 1 Pro Charged Fairmont that with a small blocks Ford. So they come and go. Some people don't like to fool with it, and I think younger people are whatever's the quickest and easiest way to do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm a firm believer in that, and I tell folks that all the time because it's very easy to buy yourself into a corner in an LS swap, and I'm like, look. Get it in, get it running as soon as humanly possible. Then, if you want to upgrade, throw some upgrades at it, whatever. But it's the instant satisfaction thing. You know what I mean? We got to have instant satisfaction. So we got to get to nothing to race car as fast as possible.
Right. Like. I don't think a lot of Ford. I mean, I personally don't think it's Ford guys that are doing it. I think you've got Chevy guys buying Ford bodies, and that's what's going on. That's
I have a Mustang in my garage. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've got an SM95, and I'm a Chevy guy. But I know that I got to use a Mustang to, you know what I mean?
Right. You don't have to deal with the torque arm or any of that stuff. So
no,
for sure.
I did.
Which there are some gorgeous F bodies there. I mean, Glenn Reeves' F body is a bad ride for sure. And you got grays and all those different ones that are just beautiful. So they're awesome looking cars. And I have no problem with LS cars whatsoever. I love Malibus. Like there was a G body wagon. They're bad. I love them. I'm just not an LS swap Fox fan. I guess that's all.
Well, I think it just, even to me, like I love the LS swap, and it's still kind of played out. You know what I mean? I'm like,
sure.
Yeah. So I get it, but there's no doubt that the platform works. Now it's funny because you say you're like an everything guy. I feel like I'm the same. Like I am a car guy first. Like I like cars. I like interesting stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh
it doesn't matter. But you get do you get a lot of flack on the streets from the Chevy guys? Like, are you Ford sucks, blah, blah, blah.
I get more flack from my friends than I probably do other people. So it's not really that big of a deal. You know, they pick on me. Other guys pick, you know, it would go faster if I had an LS in it and stuff like that. So I get stuff like that. But
right.
I think people are so, I guess it's there's not a lot of people, especially in the street game, that are doing, there's a few. I mean, Jose out in New Mexico, he's got a nasty S197 Coyote car. It was there last year. I don't know if you remember seeing it. Silver car. He's been in some 1320 videos and things like that. There's just not many of them in doing the street racing stuff. That's just not a lot of them, just because they're heavy. But that's what I've got to work with, so that's what I'm using.
Well, I love seeing folks doing just that. You know what I mean? Using what they got, trying to work with it. You're going out there. Number one, you know, I've never raced at Texas, 2K. So, right off the bat, I got to show you respect. Like, that's a big thing, and especially to travel down there and everything else.
Right. Well, I mean, I just listened to a podcast with Joey Heichel, and he doesn't. The whole thing about going to win. Most people don't go to win. We didn't go to win. That's just a fact. I knew for a fact when we went down there, we were probably donating our money to a pot. But if my name's not in the hat, I don't have any chance whatsoever.
Right.
So I have to go and I may luck up 14 times. You never know.
Look, it's racing. Anything
it happens. I've had so many races that I have won just because I was able to get my car from A to B, even just off the starting line, people breaking, studs off manifolds and all kinds of craziness. And because I was in the next lane.
There, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. And just in the drive from spot to spot, there was multiple breakages, so you never know what's going to happen. That's the thing that I love about the street is you do not know, nothing is guaranteed whatsoever. With that, and that's why it's appealing to me.
And it's the great equalizer, as they call it.
For sure. And it's totally different. It's not just the surface either, and that's the thing that people sometimes don't get. It's not the surface. It is the atmosphere. It is the going to and from spots. It is the am I going to get busted? There's a lot of stuff going on there that doesn't have anything to do with just the surface. Because, the surfaces in Texas are amazing. They're just, it's all concrete. A lot of them, they're straight, very few bumps, but so you can get down them. But it's everything else that ends up being the factor, for sure.
And that's why I try to explain to people, like, they will never understand street racing, because as much as you can try to replicate it at the track, you can get pretty close, but you can never get that full, that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, man, I'm about to make a hit. And if that cop is there, you know what I mean? And because the cops come, and it happens a lot.
For sure. There's also, you've got it's not just you either. You've got to have a good crew. You've got to have a guy who's going to put you in the right spot. I've got some great guys who we test, and you've got that. You've got so many other factors. It's not just you and a tree. You've got to be on your game with the light. There's a lot of stuff going on there for sure. And it is when you've got 100 things and you've got spectators. Like if you're at the pad, I remember I went there last year, and you've got dudes fighting on who's going to bet against you, not for you, but against you. You've got that going through your head and all that. It's totally different world for sure.
Man, that's wild. Well, look, bud, I've got a question. I usually ask all the racers, if you had a chance to race anybody this year, who would it be?
That's a good one. Right now it would probably that's a great question. There's so many good racers. That I don't feel like my car is capable of, so I'm not going to go in. That's the reason that I like shootout styles.
Right.
Is because I'm not a grudge racer, even though my buddy got me an awesome grudge racing shirt.
Hell yeah.
I will take your rent money. That was Glenn Reeves, by the way. And but I'm just not a grudge racer. I like to leave some of that stuff to chance. But the person who's got some hype and the person that I want to line up against in the street would probably be a friend of mine. We hung around some down there, and that's Billy Hoskinson.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting a piece of the truck, and I'd like to be one of them, I guess. That's probably who I would say.
This is the thing. The truck had a wild weekend. I mean,
yes, it did.
Like everything that happened, my man with Prime. Like I'm sorry, bud, but he just was never meant to, win that race. Like the universe, right. You know what I mean? Like, because you had to tell the hero story. Like they broke. They went to Chris's house. They pulled the trans. They rebuilt the trans somewhere in Texas. They brought it back. You know what I mean? And then stuck it in. Like, it's hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, they worked for that one.
They did.
They put in work.
And hats off to that man too, because he's sitting there waiting for them to get their trans together. You know what I mean? He sat there and waited and gave them the race at some crazy ass time in the morning.
Oh yeah, you're talking about street racers too, though. That it's almost like a family type of bond. They'll do anything for each other. Somebody's got a flat. I mean, I sold a racer a spare tire. There's a lot of, when you get down there, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter all kinds of things. I mean, it doesn't matter once you get there. It's like a family. So Prime's sitting here like, I want to get this guy so that I can race him as much as he can race me. He's helping it out so that they can race each other, because that's their addiction. That's their drug. That's what they want to do. Most
important. And I think that's a thing that's been really cool about what I've been able to do with this podcast and this show, is that showing people the family aspect of it. Is street racing illegal? Yes. Is it going to continue to happen? Yes. Is there a right way and a wrong way to do it? Absolutely.
Big time.
So, and I think that if people see the family aspect of it, that it really is, Limpy's in there. It's a brotherhood. It absolutely is a brotherhood.
For sure.
So, but look, bud, I appreciate you coming on. We're going to try and get some more guests on tonight. And
sounds good, man.
Keep on rolling. But thank you. Tell everybody where they can find information about you or the car. Do you have a page or something?
KOTV Motorsports. We've got a YouTube channel and a Facebook page. So go share, like, comment, all that great stuff. Subscribe.
Do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Try to get some videos out every week. So, yeah, man.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it, bud. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Boom, boom, boom. Man, that was dope. That was dope. What's going on, everybody? We're back at it again with the let's see. We just talked to Houston Payton. We're good there. Where is, I want to see, I got to send him a text, I guess. KOTV, go ahead and drop, if you guys got their Facebook link or something, drop KOTV down below so the folks can check it out. Joe, we're looking for you now on here, and I'm still trying to get Limpy on as well. Let's see, I see Cade. Why won't it let me add Limpy? His name pulls up, but I don't have the add button. We're trying to get Limpy on. That's the deal here. Let me see if maybe I could do it from his comment. Nope. So, Chris, what you want to do is make sure that if you are on Facebook, what I would recommend doing is jumping off this podcast real quick, trying to go live from your own phone, because what should happen is that way it'll make sure your camera has access, everything will pop up. Do you want to have access? Yes. And then jump back in, because what'll happen is, I believe you have to, on your phone. Yes, you do need to be on your phone. That is a big deal. So definitely got to be on the phone. Damn, I didn't even think about that one. Joe is on. Where's Joe? I just sent him a text to see if he was under a different name or something on Facebook. We got a bunch of viewers in tonight, so it's a little hard to get everybody. Joe, if you're in there, go ahead and make a comment down below. Go ahead and make a comment, and we'll see if we can get Limpy to get on to his phone. By the way, Skinny Sauce rocks. Love the channel. I'm hoping you're talking about my channel, but there's a couple channels on here. Yep, definitely need your phone. We got that. Houston, thanks. Shout out to them folks. We used a lot of Skinny Sauce this weekend. Great stuff. That seemed to have been the trend. Joe Watson. I see Billy tagged him up in there. Joe, there he is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring Joe on camera while we wait for Limpy to go ahead and grab his phone. And this is going to be dope because, as you guys know, first and foremost, my love is LS swap stuff, LS powered stuff, LS turbo stuff, the whole deal. So it looks like we're trying to add Joe Watson right now, connecting. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Man, so tell me the story about this truck, because I feel like I really saw it like last year, like late in the year, really start popping up. Is it a new build? Have you had it for a while?
Man, I've had the truck for like 16, 17 years, and it's been through a lot of processes. At one time I had it bagged and body dropped, and I've always wanted to be fast, but you know, everybody said the truck will never be fast, but I just kept changing and just doing different stuff with it, and finally decided I just want to just mainly street race and get rid of all the.
I think Joe's outside. Joe, you cut out real quick.
You still there? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, bud. So
okay.
So you've made a bunch of changes. At what point did you decide LS Turbo was the way to go?
Well, we were nitrous for a while. At a supercharger, we started out with a supercharger LS, and then just wanted to go faster and faster. We went nitrous, and then my buddy Robert Vitello, he's the one that talked me into going turbo. He actually let me borrow his whole turbo kit off his truck, and
no kidding.
It was kind of crazy. Right in the middle of Dragon Brag, like 3 days, we turbo swapped it, and we won the next weekend. It was kind of crazy, but
and then it's just been kicking ass ever since.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be turbo. But it was like 6 or 8 months ago that we switched to turbo. So
what is?
I love it. I love it ever since.
What computer system do you use? Do you use a Holly or?
It's MS3, a gold box. Yeah.
There you go. How do you like the MS3?
And I like it. Robert really wants me to go Holly, but we're gonna stick with this for what we got right now. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, look, you had a crazy weekend, Texas 2K. Tell me about what happened.
Well, we made a few changes. We were on E85 and we switched to C16 just because I wanted to, you know, get less fuel out of the cylinder, you know, so we could have less cylinder, you know, pressure. And
right.
I know it works a lot better since we have an intercooler now, and we made the changes like a week before, and basically we tested Thursday and had a lot of problems, and we thought it was a valve train issue. So literally Friday morning we changed all the valve springs, and then just loaded on the trailer and just thought that was it. And so we get out there and we were like, let's make one test hit, you know, Friday night.
Right.
So we went out there and made a test hit, and it ran like a dog, and we couldn't figure it out. And literally we made like 30, 40 test hits that night, and finally, you know, basically got it figured out. It basically had too much fuel in it, and an O2 sensor went out, and we didn't. It was showing that it was really lean when it was actually really rich. So
gotcha.
And then
so
we had a vapor lock in the tank, and it was a crazy weekend.
Now, where are you from? Are you from Texas? Are you close by, or?
Yeah, we're in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
I have a shop here. It's called J&S Transmissions.
Okay. So is that why? Oh, because the truck is all-wheel drive too, right?
What's that?
The truck is all-wheel drive too, right?
Yes, sir. It's four-wheel drive actually. We can take it out of take it out of four-wheel drive and do a burnout. But
And that's wild because, like, when you see it, because I think that's like one of the things that stood out to me, that clip, and I don't know whose video it was, but the truck rolling like 60 feet and smoking the front tires in the 60-foot and just getting it.
Yeah.
Somebody
and one of the reasons I did.
Oh,
one of the reasons I did it, I was starting to build a 4-wheel drive truck, and somebody told me it wouldn't work, so we just kept going. And I've had so many people tell me that it'll never be fast and it'll never go fast. So I just want to prove people wrong, you know.
Do you mind telling us what the 4-wheel drive setup is?
Yeah, it's a 2009 Tahoe frame.
Okay.
And it's pretty much the same wheelbase. So I basically grafted the truck onto the top of the frame so I could have independent front suspension, you know, instead of having a straight axle, you know. And the frames work really good. It's a heavy frame, which kind of sucks, but it works really good.
And it's getting down on the street because I see you, you know what I mean? You're beating up on folks. Unfortunately, you didn't get the win against Billy, but, man, I got to give you all the respect in the world for that. To hang out, to be up late, you know, to get the race off. But it's just the universe didn't want you to win, man. You know what I mean? They had, like, this comeback story, so. Oh, he broke up. He froze up on me again. Hey, somebody asked to tell us what happened to your windshield.
It cut out.
Can you hear me, bud?
You cut out on me. I'm sorry.
Yep. Somebody said to ask about the windshield.
Oh, yeah. So Friday night, I first tested. As soon as I shifted into high gear, the hood just came up, and there's nothing I could really do about it. We used to have a safety latch right in the center, but when I put an intercooler, I had to get rid of the safety latch, and it just hit the windshield and destroyed it.
And it blew it up. Did you get a replacement?
Oh, no. We last night, before we raced Billy, the windshield was caving in so bad, I just went and got a piece of place.
And stuck it over there? Oh, man. We're having technical difficulties here. He's cutting in and out. Oh, I think it was a Wi-Fi issue, guys. I think it was a poor connectivity. I'm going to try and go back in the list here and see if I can get him added up again. We got Cade. We got Houston. I see Scott Beach in there. I see Karen Price. I see Derek. What's up, Derek? Let's see here. Richard Garcia. Shout out to Richard. He was down there doing the Cash Days deal. I think he's got some footage either coming or had some already. I think I shared it. Uh-oh. What happened? Because now it says, now I have the option to bring Chris Limpy Collins on camera, but it says can't bring on camera. Let's see. Where did the Jeepers Creepers truck go? Jeepers Creepers. That thing is wild. Maybe turn Wi-Fi on. Yeah, I apologize. Guys. It looks like Prime's Wi-Fi was not Prime, unfortunately. So, with that being said, we had to switch it up. I apologize. I don't see him back on here. It says bring Richard on too. Richard, boom, boom, boom. Bobby Quackenbush. Woo! Let's see who we can get added through this list. Because you know what? It's just a race recap. So we're just trying to talk to everybody. And I'm trying to get Limpy on. And I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if he was able to grab his phone yet because I see he's up on the list, but he doesn't have an add button. JC Craig in the house. What's up, JC? Bring Richard on camera. We'll go ahead and bring Richard. We're going to get some more Texas 2K race recap in the house. Richard, do you have headphones? That's going to be a big deal. If you don't have headphones, it's going to echo real bad. There is the truck. Yeah, it is the year of the truck. I think the truck is going to be the most popular race vehicle this year. It says adding. We're trying to add Richard right now. Also hoping he's got some headphones. It says adding. Memphis 10 hashtag in the house. What's up? Need a turbo. Hopefully you're talking to me. I got them VS Racing turbos on deck. Y'all know the deal. Derek is my hero. Truck game is strong these days. How is it going to say the guest declined invitation? He said, I'll come on, and then declined invitation. Can't bring Richard on camera. Man, this is killing me. We got to find a way, guys. I don't know what the deal is with Facebook, but Facebook picks and chooses. I see Chris Limpy Collins in the viewer thing, but there's no add button next to it. I usually take pictures of stuff and like post it up to whatchamacallit, Instagram and everything else. Let me check the comments, see what's going on there. I'm about to do something I wouldn't do. LS Mustang. Don't let JC go on until after the kids to go to bed. Man, it don't matter. Somebody asked me that earlier, and I was like, no, we're good, bud. Don't, if it happens, it happens. Let's see here. JC Craig, he's going to LS Mustang. That's what I'm talking about. Who can we get on? Just call Limpy and put him on speakerphone. I don't have Limpy's phone number, as it turns out. Who's got me on Limpy's phone number? Somebody text me, because what I will do, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. I had to put it on there so that way it wouldn't ring and everything else. See if we can get a text message with Limpy's phone number. 440 and SN95. Who wants to buy SN95? I've got, if you guys haven't seen that video, I made what I thought was a funny video of me trying to make all of my crap somebody else's crap. So I thought that was pretty entertaining, but I really am serious about it. I really do want to get on there. There we go. We're gonna call Limpy. In before somebody posts Limpy's number on chat. Yeah, I got that. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Oh, man, I'm just sitting here. We're trying to get you on camera, and I don't know what the issue is. I wish I could show folks, but people can't see my screen. So I figured I would just call you, put you on speakerphone real quick, see if maybe we can get it figured out, or we'll just rock and roll from the speakerphone.
That's work. Better off not seeing
me. Man, I wouldn't say that. Hey, I do want to say thank you very much for for coming on and talking to us, because it is, you're, in my opinion, and I think a lot of other folks' opinion, an absolute legend in street racing. And, I don't even know, but how, I don't know that everybody knows. How long have you been street racing?
Since the 80s.
Since the 80s. This has been a long time. How many races do you think you've done since the 80s until now?
I'm not sure.
It's probably a crazy number. He's a Facebook outlaw, said no Limpy on live, they said in the comments. What is it, everything that I hear about your races, and I never, I never have had the opportunity to be there yet. How important is the other things that you do? I hear you've got security, you've got, lookouts, you got the whole thing organized. Do you think that's been the most important thing to your success?
Well, yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, we're all family, so, and you don't want your family going to jail or whatever, so
yeah.
You got, in Texas, it's a crime to be caught in the act. I mean, so that's basically what the security is set up for.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you got to be.
They're not set up for you to,
right.
Get away scot-free. They're just so you don't get caught in the act. So you might have to deal, get a lecture or get, tire ticket or something. But that's basically what they're set up for.
Gotcha. And I mean, it's amazing to me because I think it's such a simple concept. You know what I mean? Well, let's just have somebody look, and be on the lookout. And I think it avoids, a crap ton of trouble.
Yes. Man, there's more to it than just, we got a speed here, let's set the race. There's a lot to it. I just didn't just start doing this because, I've seen it somewhere. It's been a work in progress over, the last 20 years.
Over the last 20 years, what are some of your favorite, cash days that you put together?
Not really.
You don't got a favorite?
Well, just the ones where everybody went home and nobody was in jail and everybody had a good great time. You know, that's my whole point. Is you can't make everybody happy. But
yeah. Well, I don't think you can ever make anybody happy. You know what I mean?
No, never.
There's always a complaint. It's just impossible to make 100% of people happy. That's the real deal. What is it like being at Texas 2K? I think I saw you post on Facebook or somebody posted that you had like 4 hours of sleep in 4 days or something.
Yeah, actually, I haven't sleep since. I just worked a 15-hour day today, so I haven't been asleep yet since.
Man, so it's late night. I thank you for staying up because I know how tiring that can be, and just going from spot to spot and trying to get it figured out. What was it like this year at Texas 2K? Do you think it's been one of the best years? Has it continuously gotten better?
Well, this was actually our second year doing it down there.
Right.
It was a challenge. First it was a challenge. Last year we basically did the no trailer deal. We had 32 cars.
Right.
And we got it done pretty much within, I think, 3 or 4 hours. This year we had 28 small tire with a big trailer, and it took all damn day.
Yeah. What is it?
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That's where the street race.
Yeah, I mean it's street racing and anything can happen. And I think this weekend we saw that there was just a lot of things that happened. I mean, between breakage and seeing news reports and people getting arrested and everything else. I mean, it was wild in the streets. Pandemonium in the streets is what I like to call it.
Yes, sir.
My question is, how does somebody, and this is not a personal question because my shit is slow as hell, but how does somebody end up with an invitation to one of your races?
I mean, anybody's invited, just as long as you, I'm an old school guy. If you say you're going to do something, just go ahead and do it. But, I understand things happen, people break, but
right.
Everybody thinks that, Limpy, he only handles the fast guys. I handle anybody that loves the street.
Well,
I don't care, if you're slow or you're fast or you're extremely fast. I don't care.
Well, and I think that's what also gets said about, loving the street, but also just being respectful, being good people, surrounding yourself with good people. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's really about.
Yes, and actually this year, or end of last year, we got a couple of guys that we're kind of teaming up with. Richard, from Oklahoma.
Right.
And Lonnie, he's a local guy here. 3 heads are better than one, I've always said. So I've always had a trust issue with stuff. So.
Well, understandably so. I mean, what we're doing, and the way that we have fun is still frowned upon in society. So, I think that, trust issue just kind of comes with that territory.
Exactly. I mean, it's just, the having fun part of it is a big deal for me. So, I'm pretty much, as my wife says, she calls it cash dick days because I'm a dick for the entire week.
Well, I saw somebody say that you're a great dude, but you show up, do it his way, and better be respectful about it, or something like that was the comment.
Somewhat, but it's I've had the same routine for forever, and as we get older, and as of last year, I didn't like having a camera pointed at me.
Right.
And this year I'm getting better at it.
Well, this year you're going live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I mean, last year, no live stuff, but times change, and I ain't gonna let stuff pass me by like I've had in the past. So.
Right. Well, and I think that's the thing too, because the times have changed, and for the most part, the thing is that we've been out, and I don't know where it is, how it is across the country, but at least local to me, like we've been out, the cops have come out, they say, hey, knock it off, it's time to go home, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we do that. And it's kind of become a little bit more acceptable. I feel like years ago they wouldn't have been so lenient.
Oh yeah, yeah, and just like you know, they do special task force and all this other stuff.
Right, they're doing the Fast and Furious, Brian Earl Spillner undercover.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, do you love street racing, right, Limpy?
Oh, I love it.
So then, do you mind if they want to go live right now with a race on the streets? They're asking me to bring them on camera. It's crazy. I'm gonna keep you on the phone because we can do it separately.
Oh yeah.
But these guys are saying they got a street race going, and it's actually Cade. He said they got one going.
Get after it.
Hell yeah! Look, they're connecting right now. What's going on, brother?
Hold on.
He's shuffling for his headphones.
All right, you there?
We're here, brother. We can hear you. Well, at least I can.
Hold on. Let me stick these headphones in. Keep Limpy talking, dude. I'm waiting on the next car to show up. It's about to be awesome.
All right. Well, here's the deal. Do you wanna just have you jump back on once it gets there?
Yes. Once he gets here, as soon as I pull up to the spot, we got a Camaro that's about to race this V. It's gonna be a good race.
All right. Well, then here's the deal. When you do that, drop a comment down below, and then I'll be able to add you on camera right from there.
Most definitely. Be on the lookout because I like to get shit done quick. So as soon as we get to the spot, be ready. All right.
Sounds good. Well, look, Limpy, I apologize. They're trying to get this live race off, and we're talking about technology. Look, I'm on the phone with you. I'm doing a live podcast. This guy is jumping on and trying to show us a live race all at once. It's crazy. Do you think that technology increase and the way that has worked, do you think that's been a positive change for the racing industry?
Well, I mean, 10 years ago or however long ago was I was approached about doing the Street Outlaw show.
Mm-hmm. You were on an episode, right?
Well, I was, but I was. They came to me to originally do it, and I said no because I'm just not the type of guy. But,
yeah.
And then they went north to Oklahoma, and then the rest is history. I'm still out in the streets every weekend.
Well, and that's the thing too, and I don't know about all these guys or whatnot, but I can say that they're probably not getting, some of them absolutely are getting to do what they love, but they may not be getting to hit the streets as often as they like because they have other, obligations or contracts or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's weird because you see guys, come in and out, and and then you don't hear stuff, from people for a while. But I think that's all part of that TV stuff, and that's what happens.
Exactly. I mean, it was it made everybody street racers now. It's kind of funny though, but everybody's a street racer now, even if they've never street raced.
Right.
But it's a positive. To me, look how much mainstream, how many legal not cash days, or even cash days, but legal street races we have all across the country now.
Yeah, you're right because I got invited to one, and then I myself, look, I'm a nobody, and I threw up a 32 car small tire list, and it sold out in less than 24 hours. So it's wild the amount of stuff, and that's in a town. The town lets them shut down the road. It's outside of town. It's not downtown, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they let them shut it down. They let them get it, and any day of the week, it's on and popping. Street racing on a Monday, pretty hardcore. Hey, my question too is, how are you guys? I love seeing the live feed stuff during the day. How are you guys getting down during the day? It's mind blowing to me. I feel like we could never get away with that.
A lot of it's luck. I ain't gonna lie. It's pure luck.
There's a bunch of luck in there. I can feel that.
But it's you gotta find your surroundings and find a good area and make sure it's away from everything. Just because you have a street doesn't mean you gotta look at all the other stuff around it.
Right.
Houses, businesses. There's more to it than just.
Yeah, because that prime truck, when that prime truck sits on the two-step on the line, it's like pop, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's you got to think about that shit.
Yeah, and this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, our bread and butter spot, they're they're building a housing addition behind the tree lines, and
no shit.
But you know, we got it done, so that's all that counts. You know, they did that, the race, and then I came home, took a shower, and went to work.
Well, look, man. Here's the deal. I want to get set up. I want to get you back on again, but I know you're probably extremely exhausted. So I'm gonna get back up with you. What I want to do is we'll figure out how we can do this one day where we can get the camera thing to work. We'll do some tests beforehand or something and get you on screen. Sound good?
That's fine. You got my number now, so I had the same number for 25 years. So
Had the same number, man. That's crazy, dude. Do you have a crazy phone bill? Like, is everybody always calling you about a race?
No. Well, I've got unlimited.
Oh yeah, it's the days of unlimited now. Well, look, hey, real quick too, where can people find? Give us the information. Where can people find your races? Online pages, YouTube. What do you got?
Limpy, I think it's Limpy or DFWSS on YouTube.
Yeah.
Limpy on Facebook, Cash Days, and Cash Days DFWSS.
Yep, DFWSS. That's the ones I remember because my buddy, my buddy Jeff Moore down in 918, he had sent me the link to one time. I was watching it. So I thank you for coming on, bud. I'm gonna save your number. Like I said, we're gonna see if we can get it figured out and fixed, so that way we can get you on camera. Any closing statements about Texas 2K before you hit the sack tonight?
Man, it hit me like a train. It's a train wreck, but no, I love it. That's what I live for. So.
Absolutely.
Who's to say that you can't conquer a big time Cash Days or shootout during the busiest street race in the country?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild.
We did it. Richard, Lonnie, and we all did it. So
awesome.
Well, he's my finish line guy.
Who's your finish line guy? Heath. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. I mean,
Matt,
you got
Matt and Joseph, my other film guys, and security.
You got film, security. You got people at the start line. See, and it's like you said. I think you said it earlier. Professional. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it sounds like. It sounds professional. Like, yes, it's a street race, but we can still do it a good way and keep it moving.
Yes, sir.
So, well, thank you, Limpy. I'm going to jump off the phone here now, and I want to thank him for coming on. Boom, boom, boom. And I was getting questions, but I couldn't look at the text messages because they were on my phone and I was talking on the phone. I was on speakerphone. How's the sound feeling for you guys? I hear that tonight we're going to have live streamed a race. Our guest, our split screen, is going to be an actual race. It sounds like they got some guys together to get down on the streets. Get Prime back on. Let's see. We were supposed to have Prime, and we were supposed to have somebody else as well, I believe. Who else were we supposed to have? There was supposed to be another guest or another couple guests, allegedly. Derek, you have no idea. Like, when I hear you say that, because there's so many things that allegedly happened in my life that we may or may not know if they actually did happen. Of Mexico. What area of the race was it? It's the area of Mexico. Allegedly. The things that allegedly happened in my early 20s are mind-blowing. I heard it was going to be a computer simulation of a race. The area is obviously Mexico. Obviously, we know that. We got some folks down in the comments. Hey, I want to just also let you guys know, the pinned comment to the top, the deal here is we started a Patreon, so that way we could give exclusive content, everything, and folks could help out because folks had asked about making donations. Well, I didn't want donations. I said, hey, why don't we do this Patreon account? I'll give early access to videos, exclusive stuff, everything else. So that's the Patreon. That's the link that's pinned to the top of this chat right now. It sounds... Well, I'm trying, and you folks are trying to spoil my surprises. I'm hitting the ad. It says adding. Oh, it didn't work. Let's see. I don't know if he's going to be able to or not, but we'll go ahead and try to add him. We'll go ahead and try to add my man. See if we can get him on here. Billy, here's the deal. If Billy jumps in the comments and says, "Hey, bring me on," I'll bring him on. I got no problem with that. But I don't know. I think he's driving, so I don't think he can go on anyway. That's the problem. I think he's still driving, so he's not even going to have, good internet connection or anything else. For those of you guys wondering what I'm doing, there's a screen on top at the top of my screen says adding. I'm trying to add Tommy Reek in the house. My man. Tommy's too loud. Yeah, if you have headphones and Tommy gets on, you might want to take them out because they're going to be a little loud. Phone must be sideways. He's on. Cade, where are you at, Cade? Or is it race time yet? Yep, Billy said he's still driving, so connection's going to be real bad. That's what I figured, because he sent me a text earlier and he said, hey, it's probably not going to work out. And I was like, oh, yeah, because you're still on the road. Makes complete sense. No answer from the live video guest. Billy says he can try. We'll go ahead and try. We're going to see if it works. Kate says he's almost ready, so we're going to be dropping that live stream. Some live action. Hey, shout out to the shirt, me and SRT. That thing is dope. It's a turbo G. What's going on, Billy?
Let me get these headphones in.
Look at that.
What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
All right, I can hear you now.
All right, so how long have you guys been driving now?
For 5 days.
Non-stop.
Wednesday, we left Ohio, and we drove straight to Texas, just switching back and forth, all the way to Houston.
Right.
And just sleeping a couple hours at a time. We got to Texas, watched some races on Thursday night. There was like a little 8-car shootout.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you get the good footage?
I got some good footage of it. It was pretty wild. I was just kind of all taking it in on Thursday night, and it was pretty wild. And I didn't really want to ruin my cash days experience by getting Thursday, so I kind of laid low and waited. But Friday night, I actually did a grudge race with Jeepers, and that's where the truck kind of did the wheelie and left all hard, whatever. That was fun. But
right.
The only reason I did that was because I figured out that the place they were starting the cash days on Saturday was the spot we were at Friday night. So I figured I'd make a test run anyways. So that was kind of why I wanted to race Jeepers there.
There you go.
But
and,
so yeah, we got
Jeepers,
that in,
man,
and
it looked like
Go
it
ahead.
was a wild race. That truck looks wild itself.
Man, that guy is freaking out of his mind at Jeepers. So listen, he brought a whole entire LS motor in the back of his pickup truck.
I saw that. And
just for a spare, and he did swap it. He blew it up first round of the cash days racing Doc Baker in that Hemi.
Right.
It's like a Demon, I think.
And that's wild. They did it. I saw the pictures. They really, I saw the picture first. That's what screwed them up. Somebody posted a picture of the engine in the bed of the truck. And then after that, we just knew it was going to break. But they got it done. They got some racing happening. Tell us the story. Give us a little bit behind what happened with your experience in cash days and then breaking and then what happened from there.
So Saturday, we'll start from the beginning. Saturday, I woke up late. We were up till 5 a.m. the night before. I actually slept through my alarm. Eric, my buddy, called me. Otherwise, I would have missed first round. And we were in a rush to get to the first spot because we started at 9 in the morning. And the truck, unfortunately, had an incident leaving the hotel where we threw open the gate and it bounced back. And as I was pulling off the trailer, so my whole cash days experience wasn't looking too good on Saturday morning. I didn't think I was going to even make it, so we got everything fixed. We got it sorted out. We got it back on the trailer properly, and we headed there. We had plenty of time when we got there. There were still some people rolling in, but
right.
There was 4 or 5 pairs that got off first round. at the first spot, and then the cops showed up. I actually drove the truck. I got out of there. I didn't even bother loading it on the trailer. I started just driving it away. We drove it to the racetrack and loaded it on the trailer there, just in case like they wanted to get us for like, you know, block us in while we were at the spot or something. I always like to leave as fast as I can. But we then went to the next spot, which was like an hour and a half away from the first one. So we went to the next one. I was like second pair at the next spot. We raced this little Fox body. I think it was like a LS turbo. It might have been, what was it? They call it Capone. He's out of Oklahoma City.
Gotcha.
And it's a fast car. He happened to light the tires, which was good for me because I lost second gear. And I pedaled it, put it in high gear, and it came back, and I managed to still win the race. But a couple pairs after that, the cops came again, so we left. I actually drove the truck out of there again with no second gear. It was just wild. We kept just driving back and forth and running from the cops. And we actually ended up going back to that same spot after about an hour or so. We let things cool down, and second round, I ended up racing Glenn Reeves out of New Orleans. And he's got a badass F-body Camaro, little street car. And I'll tell you what, if I was to lose to anybody, it would have been Glenn, because he was just a top-notch guy, and he actually saw me race in New Orleans, and he won $600 on me in New Orleans with him and his son because he knew the truck from YouTube. So him and I had known each other before. But anyways, I knew I didn't have second gear and going into second round, so I tried to go from first to high, and it just didn't work out. Like it wouldn't shift quick enough. It burnt the clutches up. I had to try something. I wasn't going to just forfeit my spot.
You're in Texas at Cascade.
If that motherfucker was going to move, if the truck was going to move forward, it was going to race in the second round. So
absolutely.
I'd line it up backwards and reverse. I don't give a shit. But if I had a chance, I'm taking it. So we lost second round. Glenn won fair and square. I mean, honestly, it would still be a close race, I think, anyways, because his car's really fast. But so we lost that. I was kind of crushed, honestly, going that far and having something like that when you're so far away from home. But
it's hard because it's hard to get anything, fixed, or you're not right down, you're not 2-3 hours away from a spare trans or something else,
Yeah. So after that, we watched all the other races, got some film, and then the cops came before the final round, and the two drivers split in the final. Then there was going to be some more action that night, but I was so tired that I just kind of stayed in my hotel and to do anything. And that's when I heard some bad news that went down that night. A young man was struck by a car racing. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go out that night. But there's a lot of drama going on that night, and I'm just glad I stayed in. But anyways, the next night,
shout out to them guys. Hopefully the driver and that guy. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think they set up a GoFundMe for him. I have to go find it. I might share it later on my page if I can find it. But it's just a bad situation. Gotcha. He was spectating.
All right, so the next night,
it wasn't like a random person. Yeah. So the next night, we loaded up and we were gonna just head home. But our buddy Chris Hamilton, he said.
Oh, it looks like we're losing him right now. Here's the deal, guys. We're going to have to continue on without Billy because we're going to lose him. He is driving. He's still on his way back home. I'll tell you guys the little bit I know about the rest of that story. So the rest of that story goes, Billy heads over to Chris Hamilton's house. They drop the trans. They go out. They have it redone. They put it back together. And then Yeah, he was just getting to the good part. This is the problem. But I think they just are in an area where it's probably not going to happen. We lost Billy in the Hills, probably. So they, after they got the trains back, they go back to Chris's house and put the trains back in. Shout out to Chris Hamilton and his wife for, you know what I mean, putting up with that too, because that affects the family. I know that. But, they got it back in the truck, whatever. They got it done. And they went out and they ended up racing Prime. And I'm not sure because it's been hard with the service we've been having. Not everybody's on Wi-Fi to get all these questions answered. I know there was one race, and I know Billy won that one. And I'm not sure if there was another one, a second one. I couldn't. There's been so much news coming out recently that it's crazy. So that was the thing. I knew that Prime, he wasn't. The universe wouldn't let him win that race because just because flat out, like, there was the story behind it, everything else. Cade is ready. I see that. Guess what I can't do? Add Cade to camera. Probably because his service isn't working. Cade, make sure you are good to go, bud. I see you in the chat, but it's not letting me add. JC Craig, yep, I know that Cade is ready. I see that. But it won't let me add him to here. I'm going to do this because I love doing this one, showing you guys. It won't let me add him to the chat. When I go up this way, I've got names. And then down there is Cade and Limpy and a bunch of other people that I can't get on camera for some reason. Even Derek. And Derek's been on camera before. So I don't know what it is that makes this happen. He's here, good to go. I know you're here and good to go. It just keeps popping up. Nothing. I really do believe it's because of the service. I think that's what happens. I think if they know the service isn't good enough, it's not going to allow it to happen. Oh, man. It is weird because we had him on a few minutes ago. Good to go. I'm here. Man. JC Craig says, I can add JC Craig. Give me a minute, JC. I'll see if I can add you on here. I want to try and get Cade on because he was trying to show us a race. He was going to go live with a race. And JC, I have the option to add. I've got the option to add a bunch of people. Karen Price, Derek, Austin. What's going on, guys? Cade, you might have to jump out of it and jump back in it. Well, something is different because it's not allowing me to do it. I was just on with you in the same spot. Yeah, I know. We were there. Did you switch phones? Somebody says call Joe on the phone. I don't know what that one's for. Man, we got to get a better system than this Facebook Live because it's killing me with guests trying to get people in. We're going to see if we can't get JC in too because right now we're having fun. Cade, there we go. Add. Bam. We're going to see. Yep, the old IT. Yeah, everybody wants to see a race. If we can get a race off on the live podcast, back connecting. There we go.
What up?
What's going on, brother?
Give me just a second.
All right.
Give me just a second. Let me get out the truck.
For those of you guys just tuning in.
Oh, hand them here. Where the speakers at?
You don't need speakers, bud. You'll be all right, I think. YouTube
all right,
Live,
I got them anyways.
YouTube Live will not allow you to bring guests in, I don't believe.
All right, what's up, everybody? What's up?
What's going on? What do you got happening?
All right, dude. So, yeah, I'm out here at one of my dig spots. I got quite a few of them. I don't think everybody knows. Yes, I do. I haven't been doing this for 30 plus years like Limpy, but I've been doing it for a little while, and my main thing is to keep everybody safe while we're doing it. I don't like spectators. I don't like all that other stuff. I just like to get in and get it done on a good road where there's no traffic and keep all the drivers as safe as possible. So that's what we're about to show y'all real quick, how quick and easy we can get it off and how simple it can be every time, you know. It doesn't have to be an act of Congress. It doesn't have to be an act of Congress.
No.
But this is a road that I've been using for a long time. I actually haven't used it until yesterday in months, or probably a year or two, dude.
It's been a while.
But it's been a while. It used to have a lot of rubber down on it. Right now, it is really fresh. as you can see.
Right.
There's like one burnout mark in it from yesterday.
Yeah,
so y'all are gonna get to see a legit no prep street race. You know what I'm saying? This is as legit no prep as it gets.
And I don't think people understand how exciting that is, because like I'm sitting in my chair and I'm looking and I'm like, I'm hyped. Like, man, like you start to get that feeling, you know what I mean?
Yes. So we got a CTSV. He makes about 700. He's on a little bit of a tire, just a radial on a stock wheel, but he is going to be racing a Camaro, LS swap Camaro on the nitrous. So should be a pretty good race. I expect the CTS to spin a little. It's going to be an 8th mile.
Gotcha.
They're pulling up here in just a second. I always like to get to the spot before everybody. I don't like meeting at the spot. It's not really my style.
Right.
I like to be at the spot ready to go. Hey, run down to the 3rd light so we know who wins.
Billy said he's back for now. JC's got a chubby because JC, I see I didn't even get to ask Billy about that. They hit Memphis today too, and they got one off in the middle of the day.
Yeah, dude. I wish I would have got to see it. I seen the little Facebook thing about it.
Yeah, I don't know if there was live, because there was like no.
All right, guys, y'all get ready. We got them pulling up right now.
Oh man, you want to talk about some stuff that I never thought would happen? I never thought we'd be doing.
This is it, dude. Hey, look, Dig Racing Channel. I run that. This is what I do. I don't go to races, and I don't go to other people's races. I set up my own races. I have people come from all over. I'm based out of Texas. I have people come from Louisiana all the time. All over throughout Texas. Got a guy right here right now. He's from Utah or something like
somewhere.
That. He's from up north. So
they say caddy.
That car's from up north. Caddy for the win. Hey, tell everybody, let's get these bets going.
Yo, who wants to bet?
Who you got your money on?
Who's the money?
That's
we got left lane and right lane. You guys seeing it here first. We got right from Dig Racing Channel. They tapped into the streets. They're going live right now with the action on the no prep surface. It didn't look like any rubber was on there. They're
no rubber. Woo!
You know what, Tom? This reminds me of some Philly stuff. This reminds me of some Philly stuff, man. They're wild.
Y'all get ready. This is about to be a good race right here. Y'all want me to get in front, or y'all want me to be behind? Where do y'all want me?
Oh man, we got to see the comments. Where do you guys want me to stand? Behind, in front? Where are we at? The problem is,
share this post if you want to see this race, or I'm going to stop it right now. I will stop this race if everybody doesn't share it. Everybody share it now.
He said, make it happen. Everybody share it. That's an F-body Camaro, it looks like. So
yeah, it's an IROC.
Making Facebook podcast history, me and my friends, man. There's no other way. This is crazy.
This is how we do it, dude. Are you ready?
Oh, it's time.
He's pulling them in right now.
It's hard. He can't do the wide angle lens because he can't rotate.
Uh-oh. Looks like the Camaro out front.
Looks
like the Camaro out front, boy.
Damn.
Yes. Hey, dude. Look, so check this out. My buddy with the Camaro, he has been coming and racing for quite some time now. And, well, actually, I just got with him. He's from out of state, like I said. Right. He's down here working. And he has had the worst luck ever the past couple races. His nitrous just would not come on. But he worked out all the kinks today. And clearly his fucking nitrous came on because holy crap.
He was out.
Yes, holy crap. There is some rubber down in this now. So, yes, that was awesome. But this is how we do it, dude. The drivers are already heading out. We're not hanging out at the spot. I got everybody loading up in the truck right now. We're getting the hell out of here, dude.
And that was it. And just to show you guys how quick and simple it can be.
That's how it's supposed to be set up.
That's how it's supposed to be
unless you're doing it like Limpy, he does it legit. He has the best cast days. They have lookouts. They do everything right, bro. There is nobody in the whole entire, I don't know. I don't think there's anybody besides them people over at, where is that spot that 1320 just showed the video of? And they were overseas racing on the fucking highway.
I don't know if it's Sweden or it's somewhere, but like there is in Europe. It's nuts.
Hey, hold on. Let's get the confirmation. Let's see how bad it was. Oh, he got him by about 3 cars, dude.
Oh, the gap.
Yeah, the gap through the 8th mile was about 2.5 cars.
Man, that's wild. Hey, do you count your gap at the first car crossing or when both cars are going by the light? Have you seen that?
I count them. I count them underneath the light, usually with a stopped video straight on. But I mean, he just played that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was 2-3 cars.
Oh yeah, I think even from our angle, we could see that the gap was there.
So, what'd y'all think about that? Not bad for a little Texas boy, right?
Man, it looks crazy. Somebody said we made podcast history by doing a live street race on a podcast, and I think it is.
Yes. We just made podcast history, dude. It was insane. And nobody else has done that yet.
Nope, nobody else has done it. You guys see it here. I mean, that's wild. On top of which, the people on iTunes, like Google Play, they won't even get to experience this because they had to see the video.
Yeah, dude, I know, right? But they're going to hear it, and they're going to be like, what in the world were that? Oh, my God, did you hear them cars? It's still going to be sick. Even if you don't get to watch the live feed, you're still going to hear the action. That's what's cool about it.
It's dope, man. Well, look, brother, I'm gonna hop off here to give you a second to get your shit together, get back where you got to get. I'm going to bring JC on, and then we might come back on after that. Sound good?
Heck yeah, dude. Y'all be safe. Have a good one.
All right, I'll see you, brother. Man, you guys want to talk about some stuff right there. Had the friends pull up, say, and I want to shout out to Cade because he's the one that put this all together. I hopped on live earlier to do a test, and he jumped on, and I was like, hey, I need somebody to come on screen and test. He's like, oh man, I got some headphones right here. I'll do that for you. And while we were talking on the live test, he was like, hey, let's go live tonight. Let's do a Texas 2K recap. And I was like, hell yeah, that sounds great. So he grabbed up some guests, some guys he knew. This is awesome. This is incredible. I can't believe, I really can't. And this is just random on the fly. And, I think that's what it's about. It's supposed to be fun like this. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I was taking I've taken the podcast very, very seriously because I understand how important it is or how important it can be to people and myself included. But when we just kick back and have some fun, I mean, that's some stuff right there that, I don't even know. Like, where else can you get on podcast, interview Limpy, and watch a live street race? I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's pandemonium in the streets, as I like to call it. I call it pandemonium in the streets. We should put that on a t-shirt. Somebody write that down. We're going to have to get some drone action. Well, we can't because I don't know that there's any way to, if we tied an iPhone, well, that's the thing. We would have to click accept before we put the drone in the air. It's possible. Here's the thing. Like I said, guys, I've been trying to work on like computer programs and everything else. Like the Memphis 10 guys got a really nice, and I hope they don't mind me talking about this, but they got a nice setup on the iPad and everything, and I've been looking into those, but I can't get folks to come on screen when I do it any other way than just using regular old Facebook and Facebook Live, connected to an iPad. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you guys is I don't know how much of a charge I got on the iPad battery today, and we've been going for a while. What's going on, JC?
What's up, Bigger?
Man, what are you doing?
Oh, man, over here at the shop, man. We got a little motor tour down over here. We just hanging out, man. We was watching a little live feed street race just a second ago.
Damn right. Now, that's crazy. What do you think? I know you guys out there in Memphis are racing, and I was on one of the live shows the other day. Are you guys planning on hitting more live from the street action?
Man, look, this is what's going on in Memphis right now with the whole street scene, okay?
Let me know.
We got issues on the spot where we like to race a lot with a farmer that owns the land right next to it.
Right.
Been having problems with 300-400 people coming out there on a Friday, Saturday night that don't have cars. They're not racing. They don't care about racing. They're just out there to party. And it's understandable. They're young. They find a spot and they blow it up. You know what I'm saying? And so it is what it is. But they have damaged that farmer's land. And come to find out, farmer got a little pull. So
as it turns out,
right now, yeah, we ain't doing a whole lot of street racing, And I heard you talk about just a second ago. I know Billy came down, man. I talked to Billy today, and I had him lined up with a truck, one of the Memphis 10 trucks. And right before God, I'd say about 2 hours after I talked to him, man, we started getting phone calls from, I'm not going to put no names out there because we actually have people that work for the city in Memphis that they like to come watch street racing. Might even be involved in it in one way or another, okay? So I'm not going to put names out there. But we started getting phone calls, and they actually said names and was like, you know, pretty much don't cross the bridge with the race car on the trailer or we're taking it. So I let the information be known to Billy, and Billy said, you know, da-da-da-da-da, said okay. And I guess he, you know, Billy's a real street racer, bro. That man, he come on down here, he did his damn thing, they knocked it out, and they got on down. But did you say they got ran off?
No, I don't know. I don't know if they got the runoff. I haven't seen it yet. I saw some pictures, but I haven't seen the actual race yet. So I believe they got the race off.
I don't think they got ran off, man. I think they got their race knocked out. I mean, I haven't heard anything about them getting run off. I think they got their race knocked out and then they dipped out.
So tell me, what's going on in the world of Memphis 10?
In the world of Memphis 10, right now, we have a lot of list call-outs going on right now. So we're trying to handle some of that. We have the back half list established. We have the stock frame rail list established. We just added a daily driver, because we actually have some badass daily drivers, man.
Because that's when we had the fuel cell argument with the man.
Yes, the fuel cell argument with Guy Herndon, the only guy. Now listen to me now, okay? Guy Herndon is a street racing legend in Memphis. I mean, he's been street racing since there was street racing. I mean, he was born in it. You know what I mean? 1320 caught a picture of the man at a taco stand down in Texas. The only picture 1320 got on that man was at a taco stand.
Oh man!
Hey, you gotta love it though, you know. But nah, man. So I mean, right now we're working on all that. We're fixing to be doing. We're not all just about street, man. We do track and street. So right now, since the streets are so bad here, we're fixing to focus on a lot of little local tracks around here, man. We're gonna go out there and blow them out.
Well, I think it's, you know what I mean? It's also new in the season. It's the first time the weather's been really nice and everything else. So everybody's itching to get out, and you know what I mean? And that's part of the deal too. And I think that's part of why the spot gets blown up, because everybody's been cooped up in the house for so long.
You know, where you're from, y'all got like what we call real cold weather, right? Like,
yeah, we do.
You know what I'm saying? We don't get all that down here. So we race. We haven't stopped racing down here. I mean, we race all winter long. Justin, how cold was the first time we tested the Cutlass? 28 degrees. It was 28 degrees first time we tested the Cutlass with my motor in it.
Yeah, that's cold. Like, I think you guys are nuts.
That's
I was
cold.
in Memphis. I was standing outside. I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and it was cold. I was freezing.
But I mean, I don't know, man. We race so much down here. We don't have an off season. We do kind of, but the streets, it never stops, man. It's 24/7. They never sleep, dude. But it's a whole lot going on in Memphis right now between the city. From what I understand, they wouldn't allow the TV episodes to be filmed out there no more, and I think that has a lot to do with the farmer and stuff like that, due to everything that's happened and stuff like that, man. But I think they're filming in Millington now, something like that. But it's still Memphis. It's just that it's right on the outsides or something like that. I'm not sure on all the details. Don't get me lying to you, but man, right now.
Somebody said JC smokes like a chimney, and that's why me and him get along.
Hey, man, I believe in safety equipment, man. At my job, I'm kind of like an OSHA guy. I got to walk around, make sure the ladder's got labels on them, and you got 3 prongs on your plug,
Right.
I don't know how the hell I passed the OSHA test, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but we're going to keep it civil on that right there, Let's say I drink like a fish instead, but yeah, no, man. Hey, look, man, shout out to you, bro. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, man. I know you made that little poll earlier talking about, do you want to keep your shop or do you want to go full on, live streaming and YouTube, man. And I actually wanted to talk to you about that, man. I'm not nobody. People like to watch me because I go live and I like to get crazy and I do little stupid shit and whatever, But the thing is, man, to dedicate yourself to just doing this right here is a job by itself, man. And
it is
what you have going on with your shop and your business, man. I mean, that's already rolling, right? So it's like I said, man, you need to merge the two.
What happened
Make that happen.
The shop, I had the shop for a few years. I closed the shop down and went to online parts sales, but that's what I do a lot of now. Like, that's how I make a living, is I'm always on the phone, you know, talking, helping people out with parts and everything else, and making sure followed up on all that stuff. So it is a lot. The other thing too is that, like, the Race Talk with Ryce deal has become so popular that I'm like, that's it. Like, that's what people know me for. You know what I mean? I've had business, I've had a shop, I've had all this stuff for years, but people, you know, that's what they know me for, is for Race Talk with Ryce. So I was thinking about changing the name on the page, and I don't know, I'm back and forth on it. But what I really want to do is
whatever makes you happy, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe as long as you're involved in racing, you'll be happy, right?
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
So, and look,
yeah,
we're gonna hop off and kick you off here. When's the next time Memphis 10 is going live?
Wednesday night, 7:30 Central Time. We'll be going live. We'll be giving something away. I guarantee we'll be giving away some Memphis 10 gear. We got a lot of we got shirts coming out, man. Look, hey, we got some new shirts coming out. They're gonna be nice. They're gonna be dope. Just check it out, man. Tune in to Memphis 10 live Wednesday night, 7:30 Central Time, and maybe I'll reach out to your ass that looks somewhat kin to me.
Oh, your beard.
Look, I see you trimmed your beard too. I noticed you trimmed your beard too. What's really going on, man? I feel like you're trying to leave the circle or something. Am I left out on something?
No, I put beard oil in, and so it all like set down. Like, so that's why I don't look so big. Everybody's like, you trimmed your beard. I was like, I didn't trim it. I just put beard oil in it. So it's not like.
You just maintain it. You just maintain it. You Pantene in that mug right now.
But what's it?
That's right. That's right.
I can't compare. You got me beat tenfold. That's why I couldn't stand next to you.
No, man. Hey, I'm probably finna knock about a couple inches off of mine. I mean, you see how long mine actually is. I mean, it just bounces up to here. So it's time to trim too, man. You got to keep it trim, man. You know what I mean? You got to keep it nice.
Absolutely.
But hey, man, I'm gonna bounce off of here, dude. I got a little bit of work to do, and I got to go to work in the morning. So, but I'm glad, man. I love what you're doing, dude. Keep doing it. And you know, I got you back anytime, man. I'll support you to the fullest, Bubba.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us.
Hey, man. Y'all be easy, bro.
Man, that was JC from down to Memphis 10. If you guys don't know about him, go ahead and type in, I think it's just, if you just type in Memphis 10 into Facebook, they got a page, it'll come up. They got a YouTube channel. I actually talk a little bit with the guy that does the YouTube channel. And they're trying to get that up and off the ground and going pretty well. So if you guys could check them out on YouTube, that'd be a great help as well. It looks like, man, it looks like somebody sent me a video of a Billy racing, so that's pretty dope. Man, somebody said get Richard on, and because we're just going wild tonight, it's pandemonium in the streets, we're going to go ahead and see if we can bring Richard Garcia on. If you guys don't know, Richard Garcia does 660 video. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. I got a lot of friends, and, you know, it's been awesome because I've been able to surround myself by a whole bunch of people from across the country that all do cool shit and fun shit. What's going on, brother?
What up, what up?
So how are you feeling right now?
Tired.
Man, I can see it in your face.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn this light on there. I don't look so bad now.
No, you're good, brother. What's it been like, you know, Texas 2K? Give us the recap. What's it been like for you having this go down?
It's been brutal. It's like Limpy said, we did one last year. We got ran off all night. Got this stupid idea to do it in the morning.
Right.
And then we get down there. I messed up. We got there Thursday. We were supposed to relax. Then I get asked to flag a 8-car shootout. So we just roll with it. Got no sleep at all. Yeah, Billy was out there, and James from Arkansas was out there. What's up, James?
What's up?
And Matt from Mississippi. Man, it was brutal. We had a close call. We had a wreck. Few other deals. Paid somebody. Friday was panic mode because we have the big race coming up.
Right.
And you know how street racing is. I mean, you can plan, you can hope, you can wish, you can pray, but whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We got, 20-something, close to 30 cars, people from all over putting their trust on us and expecting that what they see on the videos, they want to experience it, they want to live it, they want things to go smooth, and so we we spent all day Friday basically on panic mode. We were looking at anything and everything. I mean, Lonnie was on Google Earth, just Google Map. I mean, Lonnie was like, man, let's go here, let's go here. We, you know, Limpy. I mean, we got 2 hours of sleep. We go over there. We found a few roads and came up with a game plan, and then we had to be at Mark's shop. And by the way, huge shout out to Mark. Mark let us. He welcomed everybody into his body shop in Houston.
Right.
And man, that guy stand up right there. He let everybody hang out at the shop and had the pre-party there. He's got like the cleanest Nova I think I've ever seen in my life. That actually street races.
No doubt.
Yeah, but it was brutal, man. I mean, but we went out grudge, you know, like Billy said, all Friday night and Friday, basically Saturday night, dude, got no sleep. I mean, we spent all night just you know, like, I mean, I was the first one up. My crew is a mess. The equipment we just threw everything in the car. We just ran out there. First one on the scene, you know, it took a look around. I mean, Joe was saving us a parking spot, and he was like, man, the businesses are here. The businesses are open. It's not going to work. We're going to have to move. There's still people pulling in. There's a million things going on. But check this out. The road is a mess, right? There's dirt everywhere. I don't know how. But somebody talked to, I don't want to throw anybody in the bus here. All I'm going to say is one of the local businesses gets a street sweeper to clean the road for us to make some passes. I couldn't make this up. I cannot make this up, dude. One of the businesses gets a street sweeper and it's like, man, let me make this extra safe for y'all. And just cleans the road off. And I'm sitting there, I mean, my jaw is on there. I'm like, what?
I'm like, what?
I'm like, what? So, I mean, I got the I'll throw it in one of my teaser clips that I'm working on. I'm gonna throw it. You're gonna see it to believe it. But it was just absolutely crazy. We got off 6, 7 passes. Then we had to move. Had one close call, nothing crazy. The guy actually got a little crazy, lost control, went into the ditch. But it was the smoothest wreck I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he went right into the soft mud.
Right.
Almost nothing. Ooh. He drove right out of there. We pulled him out, but it was not bad. And then we drove to the other spot, like I said, an hour and a half, and then we just got it off, got a few runs, had to move, come back. The energy, dude, for Texas 2K is just crazy. I mean,
as people ask, how can you stay up, days on end, and do, it's because everybody around you is just, everybody is so amped up. You know what I mean?
It's something absolutely incredible. I mean, to me, I think about it. I spent all 2018 talking about, March 15th and 16th, last year, just preparing. I talked to my guys going with me. I said, man, y'all better be ready. There's not going to be any sleep. The first night I slept on the floor. Limpy was like, man, crash out in my room. I couldn't afford the first night. So to anybody who says you get rich doing this, by the way, I slept on the floor. You know what I mean? We paid a rental. We drove like 7 hours to sleep on the floor. So if you don't love it in your heart, you're going to hate this. Like, it's not, I don't know. It's like trying to sell cars, but you suck at it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is people talk about, and even now, and it's crazy because people are talking this stuff about the podcast, which is the #1 drag racing podcast as voted by Tommy Reek, White Lightning. But, everybody's like, oh, it's crazy. You're jumping up and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, man, like, this isn't a big money. Like, I did this for fun. You know what I mean? And then it started catching on, and now I'm just trying to make improvements, make it better for everybody. So it's got to be about the love first and foremost, or it's just not going to work.
Yeah, the most important thing that you got to remember is just do what makes you happy. You get one life to live. You get one chance to be on this earth. Do whatever the heck you want to do. Me personally, like I dealt with the same when I first started, but you know what? This is my air. I'm going to breathe it. I'm going to live this life how I want to live it. I'm going to chase my dream, or I'm going to, put my passion into things that make me happy. And this is what I love to do. I mean, I couldn't compare it to nothing else in the world. Period. I mean, when we finally got done with it,
feeling like
when we finally got done and we paid somebody to really, really think that we just pulled this off, like Limpy just pulled this off, like everybody did their part, everybody came together as a team. I mean, you had Big Mark out there, yelling at everybody, keeping everybody behind the start line. I mean, that guy was ready to rip someone's head off, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It was everybody just came together as a team and for one purpose.
And as a family, it's
man. That's the thing. Here in Oklahoma, we don't always get along perfectly all the time. But when it comes down to the racing, You know what? I watched another podcast. Billy's dad.
Yeah, Bill.
He said it, and I carry it with me all the time. He said, when it comes to racing, there's no color, there's no religion, there's no politics.
Nope.
There's none of that stuff exists out here. It's just unity. I mean, you know what I mean? It just all comes together. And man, I can't. I love it.
It's a big part of, what I talk about, dealing with the right people and doing it for the right reason. If you have the right people around, it's going to feel like that. You know what I mean? It'll feel, just I hate to say it because it sounds kind of silly, but like magical. You know what I mean? Like it's a magical moment to have all of that go on. And
just going on the adrenaline. Just the adrenaline, yeah.
And off an adrenaline high for days on end. You know what I mean? Like Derek says, it's a randomest group as you can find. Yeah, I mean everybody, because it doesn't matter. Because if you like racing, you know what I mean, we're cool.
Yeah, that's what all kinds of racing is racing. All kinds of racing is good. I particularly the street racing is where my heart is, because to me it's like an art. It's an art. It's like a dance, or like music, or you gotta. It's not just you. Somebody could give you the instructions. I could give you the instructions on how to pull it off, and you might not be able to do it. I mean, I could give you somebody can hand you security. What up, Cody? I see Cody on there. But it's just something you got to feel in your heart. You got to kind of roll with the punches, adapt to the circumstances. I mean, you got to think on your feet. You got to, and the racers too. Every single guy that went out there and raced in this event, man, absolutely. I mean, hats off to you guys. Literally, like incredible respect. I mean, you guys are absolutely crazy. I mean, you put it all on the line. You put it all on the line. Everything, your car, you guys work.
It's pandemonium in the streets. That's what I said.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I'm still going on the high right now. I'm looking at this footage, and I am in love. I am just.
I know, because when I whatchamacallit, there was some point, I forget what point it was, but when I made my trip to Texas the week before, when I did the Alex Laughlin interview, like I was scrolling through my videos and I was like, and I found it behind the scenes, like it got me hype. I know that feeling. It's like, I got the footage. We got it. You know what I mean? How many?
You can't wait.
How many folks do you got working with you?
Oh man, right now, from what aspect? From the videoing side, or from the logistics?
Video
okay,
side.
So from the video side, I got Madison Smith. She's someone that I started working with recently. She's great videoing. She's also really great at dodging vehicles, oncoming vehicles on the big, and she's amazing. I mean, she ran. She showed me one of the clips, and she said, "Hey, I messed up one of your shots. The truck was losing control." It's like, we're good. That's what you want to do. You want to be out.
Yeah, forget the video.
You got to stay alive. Yeah. I got Eugene Mejia Photography. In my opinion, one of the best photographers as far as actually out there with us taking pictures of real life, real streets. Who else I got? Carlos.
I'm curious because Tom Mack from up at Philly Street Race Team, he said that the video guys sometimes don't get a lot of love. They, you know what I mean? They don't understand how much goes into it. So I figured now would be a good chance to shout these people out.
Man, Carlos Garcia, Madison Smith, my boy Healy. He's always my start line camera guy. That
right.
We could call him a camera guy, but he's really on the clock assisting.
Right. Exactly.
Man, it's just so crazy because here we organize, and then they also help with the filming. It's all one. I mean, one person's doing like 3 or 4 jobs here. You know what I mean? Everybody's doing something.
It takes a group of people, number one, to race a car, but then to set up a race like that and everything, it's not something you can do by yourself. It's got to be the group of everybody in a collective effort to make it happen.
Man, yeah, that's definitely it. It's been great. It's like Limpy said, we all just work together. Anything he's doing, I'm doing, or if I'm doing something here, he'll come down here.
Right.
If we're doing something up north, the guys.
I see you guys doing a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we when it slowed down, we did the no trailer. The no trailer was absolutely insane. I mean,
wow.
Let me tell you, there was nothing no trailer about that no trailer, because these cars you had Ryan Mitchell down here driving damn near a pro mile down the highway, and I'm shaking my head like,
yeah.
It was crazy, but yeah, no, we all work together. The guys in Tulsa too. Shout out to 918 Motorsports and
hey, that's
the guys.
Moore, that's my boy.
Yeah, they go hard up there too with Robin Sanders and Wichita, also with Jordan and Man, I thought I was wearing the hoodie, but I'm not wearing the little nasty shirt over there. Jason Rank, that guy goes hard too. I mean, the local racers here, Cody Hoffman, the Nerd, he's coming out pretty soon. It's gonna be fast. Bo, he's got Anonymous, Nitrous Fox Body. Yeah, we got some. So we had the two winners. They ended up splitting was Green Monster and I can't remember the guy's name. Ryan. He got that New Edge. I don't remember his last name. But
Gotcha.
they ended up splitting the pod, man. Those cars were fast.
And they were working. I've seen little bits and clips, but where can people find the footage that you got? Where can people find it? On YouTube, Facebook, everything else.
It's just 660 Street, just like
Well, I know it, but the people tuning in might not.
Well, because it's weird, because some people don't know like how to spell, like with they actually spell the 2 6s and then the 0,
Yep.
but it's the number 660 Street. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, your basic social medias, and we all link up, so be sure also, like Limpy say, the cash days, DFWSS page, and we just all kind of, and then Mejia Photography is going to have some killer, just mark my words, killer pictures. I saw a few shots. Oh man, it's awesome, man. But hey, huge shout out to everyone who came out to that cash days, man. You guys everybody cooperated, no arguing, no fighting. Everybody behaved like adults.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, dude, it was unbelievable. No art, nothing. It was just I don't even think it could happen again.
I don't even think we could do it that smooth, even if we tried.
No, yeah, that's awesome.
So, well, look, brother, we're about to cut you off here, but if you could give us one closing statement about your Texas 2K experience, what would it be?
Sign me up for the next one.
When's the next one? Are we doing it in 2020? Well, look, if it happens in 2020, which it will, I feel like I need to be there for that one because I'm kicking myself for not being there now.
I think the one conversation we had in the end was, hey, if we did this before or the weekend after, we would be great. But doing it on that weekend is suicide.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to do it again.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, because people are coming sooner and sooner, so you probably could get there a little bit early and
any other weekend, any other day on God's green earth, but it would be perfect. But that weekend, we just did it one last time, I think, just to say we did it.
And got it done.
Yeah, man. But thanks for having me, man. It's awesome.
Well, look, absolutely, brother. Thanks for joining us. Make sure I'm going to kick you off here. Make sure you drop your link in the comments. I think a couple people already did, so they can find the videos. I know I've shared a few of their things. Shout out to Richard Garcia. Shout out to all these folks that and it's funny because we're doing a Texas 2K recap, but we haven't spent a single bit of time talking about what happened at the track. But, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's the deal, For those of you guys that don't know, my first racing experience where I was racing was on the street. I raced on the street before I ever went to a racetrack. Philly Street Team says they're trying to go to the next one for sure. I'm definitely down for trying to figure out how we can make that happen. There's a lot of stuff we got to make happen, and I think personally for me, this podcast is the way I'm going to be able to make it happen. I love chatting with you guys. I love interacting with you guys. This is an absolutely awesome experience for me. One of the things that I will talk about, I want to say thank you to my sponsors, Snake Eater, VS Racing, No Prep Racing. Make sure you guys check them out. Make sure if you guys want to continue to see more content, get exclusive content, everything, you guys check out the Patreon. I pinned that comment to the top. And I will tell you this, I was not at Texas 2K, but through through talking to my friends and having these great people around me, it really made me feel like part of the family. And even though I wasn't there, I felt, I almost felt like I was. I can't really, feel that. I mean, that right there is something that just happens. Is crazy. This has been an epic podcast. We just went last minute off the fly, see what we could do. We had live racing action on the podcast. We've had like 4, 5, 6 people join us between phone conversations and on screen. Here's the deal, guys. We are very, very close. I feel like we are probably less than 200 likes or follows or whatever away from 10,000 followers. Now, don't get confused because it'll say the page likes are like 9,000, but we've got 800 followers. If you guys could do me a favor, get this page shared out. Has it been almost 3 hours? 9 to 10? No, No, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. But make sure you guys share this out. Make sure you invite people like the page. We're going to have a 10K party where we're going to do a bunch of cool stuff. I'm working with some sponsors. I'm working with getting some giveaways together. So when we hit 10K on Facebook, probably not when we hit 10K on Facebook, because I feel like we're going to hit that pretty soon. But at some point after we hit 10K on Facebook, we're going to have a live party. We're going to do a bunch of giveaways. It's going to be a fun time. We've been on for 2 hours just kicking it. It is. I think right now what I'm going to say is it is getting late. I do got to go to the bathroom. But is there anybody else who's in the comments, anybody else that I need to get on, jump on? This is just free forum. We're letting it flow. Wife said I've been on there 3 hours. No, it can't be because I started at 9 and it's 10 something now. Oh, I changed my lighting. Shout out to these guys too. Sent me the shirt today. I got a very, very incredible letter that whatchamacallit, that is not on my desk right now because I cleaned up earlier. But I got a very incredible letter from some guys, and I got some shirts, and they sent me a Visa card, and I really, really want to say thank you for that. That was incredible. That meant a lot to me, and it was just the best way that I could describe it is it was perfect timing. There was no better time, than that to happen. So thank you to Paul. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you guys check it out. This is a guy I want to get on the podcast. It's Mean SRT8. I think he's got like a twin turbo. I think it's twin turbo, Hemi powered still, and and it's ridiculously fast. And I think it's still like a street vehicle, very streetable. Somebody said bring Tommy on. I don't know that Tommy's still watching. I think Tommy's got to get up for work in the morning. So the other deal, send me the address. Absolutely. I'll shoot you guys the address. Whatever you guys need, let me know. And here's the other deal too, is that when I do, this was kind of like a precursor, a warm up to the 10K party. When I do the 10K party and we get to 10,000 followers, we do giveaways and all this, that, and the other. I want to bring absolutely everybody I can on camera. Like we'll go live for like 8 hours straight. You know what I mean? I don't even care. And I mean, former guests, future guests, you know what I mean? We had Kayla Morton, grab her, Sean Wilhoit, grab him, Justin Malcolm, we had Matt Happel, we've had Brad from Snake Eater, we've had Billy from Street Racing Channel, we've had JB Hall, we've had Sonya, we had Eric I want all of these people to jump back on screen when we hit 10K followers and it's a party. They say you could drive it to the track and get groceries in the back. Somebody, don't say that, Derek. You're giving away the surprise. I don't think people know it yet. So, but that's a deal. We're going to cut it off for tonight because I think that we've gone about 2 hours almost. I don't know how much battery life is left on the iPad. Like I said, I think I'm very lucky that we even got this far. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for making this last minute special edition podcast a success. I love it. I'm going to keep doing this as often and as much as I humanly can because it is something that I very much enjoy. As crazy as it sounds, I used to get in trouble when I was a kid because they said he's a good kid, but he won't shut up. Well, now look. Yeah, now look at me. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. I'm going to get back to work and make sure that if you guys have any action or anything you want me to share, go ahead and shoot me a message. Hit me in the DMs. Do what you got to do. Look, see, I'm getting some messages now on the phone and the iPad as well. But if you have any pandemonium in the streets, please let me know about it. That was, man, we live streamed a race on a podcast. Like, that's crazy. I love this stuff, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and the platform to do this. What's going on, Linda? Linda, if you're tuning in now, just now tuning in, you missed all kinds of craziness, Linda. We live streamed a race. One of our guests got on and live streamed a street race. That was dope. We've had like 4 or 5 guests on. It's been crazy, but it's about time for me to call it a night. So thank you guys very much, and be sure to tune in next time for Race Talk with Ryce. This week coming up, I can't announce the guests yet because I don't have them locked in on Wednesday night just yet, but stay tuned for that announcement coming soon. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you next time.